Imagine being the fulcrum on which the delicate balance of peace in the Middle East rests. This is the role Egypt plays. Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to shed some light on a crucial aspect of the Israel-Palestine conflict that often goes unnoticed: the pivotal role played by Egypt in maintaining stability, not only in Gaza, but throughout the broader Middle East. But why is Egypt's role so important in maintaining stability? Well, to fully understand this, we need to explore the multifaceted dynamics at play. From historical precedents to political alliances, Egypt's actions and decisions significantly impact the delicate balance in Gaza and the broader Middle East. So, how does Egypt navigate these challenges and maintain its role as a key player in the region? Let's delve deeper into Egypt's crucial role and the complexities it faces in the pursuit of peace. Egypt holds a unique position as a bridge between Africa and Asia, making it a key player in regional geopolitics. Its rich history, cultural influence, and strategic location have granted Egypt the power to shape the course of events in the region. But not only that, as Egypt's historical leadership role in the Arab world is also a key aspect of its influence and importance in the Middle East. Egypt was one of the founding members of the Arab League in 1945, an organization aimed at fostering cooperation among Arab countries and resolving disputes peacefully. The Arab League's headquarters are in Cairo, Egypt's capital, further emphasizing Egypt's leadership role. Therefore, with the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict, understanding the historical and geopolitical significance of Egypt's role becomes essential. Egypt's leadership, strategic location, strong political influence, and historical ties to both Israel and Palestine make it a key player in the region. And by gaining a deeper understanding of Egypt's role, we can better comprehend the complexities of the Israel-Palestine conflict. In the heart of the Middle East lies the Gaza Strip, home to over 2 million Palestinians and one of the most densely populated areas in the world. This sliver of land, only 25 miles long and 7.5 miles wide, has been the epicenter of conflict and tension for decades. The Israeli occupation, which began in 1967, has enforced a harsh blockade, controlling the flow of necessary commodities like electricity, fuel, food, water, and medical supplies. This blockade, coupled with the violent confrontations between Israel and the militant group Hamas, has led to a humanitarian crisis. This made the Gaza Strip be described as an open-air prison due to the blockade causing limited access to the outside world. To comprehend the importance of Egypt in this context, we must examine the historical events that shaped Gaza's current situation. The 1948 Arab-Israeli War, also known as the Nakba catastrophe among Palestinians, was a defining moment in the history of the region. Following the UN's decision to partition Palestine into an Arab state and a Jewish state, war broke out between the newly declared State of Israel and its Arab neighbors. Egypt, along with several other Arab states, entered the conflict. During this conflict, Egyptian forces occupied Gaza City and nearby towns along the ceasefire lines. This event marked the beginning of the Egyptian administration of the Gaza Strip, which lasted until 1967. In these years, Egypt attempted to integrate the Gaza Strip politically and culturally. Arabic became the official language, and the Egyptian pound was established as the official currency. However, the region remained economically underdeveloped and heavily reliant on the UNRWA, United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in the Near East, for basic needs. Then came the Six-Day War of 1967, a war that drastically altered the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. Following an escalating series of border clashes, Israel launched a preemptive strike against Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. In the aftermath, Israel captured the Gaza Strip and the Sinai Peninsula from Egypt, marking the beginning of the Israeli occupation in Gaza that continues today. The shift from Egyptian administration to Israeli military occupation brought significant changes. The Israeli government implemented a military administration system controlling every aspect of life in the Gaza Strip, from movement to economic activity. Egypt's role in Gaza's affairs did not end with the loss of the territory. Instead, it evolved into a more complex and significant role, which we see today in its mediating position in the Israel-Palestine conflict. Egypt, being the only neighboring Arab country that shares a border with the Gaza Strip, holds a unique position as the Rafah border crossing, which connects the Gaza Strip with Egypt and is a lifeline for the Palestinians, often serving as their only access to the outside world due to the Israeli blockade. The Egyptian government has the power to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinians by opening the Rafah crossing and allowing aid, goods, and people to pass through. However, geopolitical considerations and security concerns have often led to the closure of the Rafah crossing, further aggravating the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But Egypt's role is not limited to controlling the Rafah crossing. It also plays a crucial part in mediating between the Palestinian factions and between Israel and the Palestinians. Egypt's diplomatic influence in the Middle East, particularly concerning its relations with Israel, is a significant factor contributing to its important role in the region's stability. Like mentioned before, Egypt is one of the few Arab nations that has established and maintained diplomatic relations with Israel, a country often seen as a political adversary by many Arab states due to the long-standing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And that diplomatic relation didn't come with any consequences, as Egypt got excluded from the Arab League, but got readmitted later on. This unique position allows Egypt to act as a bridge between Israel and the Arab world, in addition to Egypt's significant influence on Hamas, stemming from its historical and ideological ties, puts it in a unique position to facilitate negotiations and broker ceasefires. In the aftermath of the 2006 Palestinian legislative elections, which saw Hamas winning most of the seats, the political landscape in Gaza changed dramatically. Fattah, the party backed by the Palestine Liberation Organization (PLO) that had been negotiating with Israel, was seen as ineffective, and Hamas, a militant group turned political party, took control of the Gaza Strip in 2007. This shift in power dynamics led to a further escalation of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and Egypt found itself in a challenging position. On one hand, it has to maintain its peace treaty with Israel and its relationship with the international community, and on the other hand, it has to manage its relations with Hamas and address the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But Hamas taking control of the Gaza Strip without any help wasn't possible, as an important yet often overlooked factor in the Israel-Palestine conflict is Iran's influence in the region. It's been a significant supporter of Hamas, as Iran provides them with an estimated $100 million a year in funding and weaponry, bolstering Hamas's military capabilities and its ability to challenge Israel. This support from Iran has played a crucial role in sustaining Hamas's control over the Gaza Strip, despite the Israeli blockade and international sanctions. It's also enabled Hamas to launch rocket attacks against Israel, further escalating the conflict. Yet, Iran's support for Hamas does not merely stem from ideological alignment or shared animosity towards Israel. It's also part of Iran's broader strategy to expand its influence in the Middle East and challenge the status quo. For years, Egypt's been a critical mediator in the Israel-Hamas conflict, facilitating dialogues and preventing further escalations, establishing itself as a significant peacekeeping force in the Middle East. However, in the face of the recent conflict near the Israeli border, Egypt's taken a surprising stance. Amidst the Israeli Defense Ministry's announcement of a destructive invasion into Gaza, with potential war crime allegations and threats from Lebanon and Hezbollah, Egypt has declared its neutrality. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has rejected the US's request to send forces into Gaza, marking a momentous shift in the region's dynamics. Despite the US's influence and current export controls over Egypt, the country's chosen not to engage in the conflict, urging both sides to cease the violence. This move is seen as Egypt's defiance against the US and its previous role as a mediator, demonstrating a bold new approach in its foreign policy. Alongside this new approach, Egypt's also been pursuing an ambitious project that could significantly transform the Middle East region. As part of its Vision 2030, Egypt is planning to build a new administrative capital to the east of Cairo. This yet-to-be-named capital represents Egypt's aspirations for a modern, technologically advanced city that's designed to accommodate a growing population and address the challenges of urban congestion in Cairo. The new city is planned to be a smart city, integrating digital technology into infrastructure, public services, and urban planning. Its blueprint includes government buildings, diplomatic missions, residential areas, and green spaces, all aimed at fostering a high quality of life for its inhabitants. But its success is intricately linked to the stability and dynamics of the wider Middle East region. Here, the ongoing conflict in Gaza could pose significant challenges. But how does Gaza fit into this picture? Well, the ongoing conflict in Gaza could potentially impact Egypt's Vision 2030 in several ways. First, the conflict could destabilize the region and deter foreign investment, which is crucial for the new capital's development. Second, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza could strain Egypt's resources and divert attention from its domestic projects. Lastly, the conflict could intensify tensions between Egypt and other regional players. Egypt's Vision 2030 is not just about building a new city, it's about positioning Egypt as a leader in the Middle East. The Gaza conflict, however, complicates this endeavor. It could strain Egypt's relations with countries like Iran, which is a major supporter of Hamas, or even with its Arab allies who have differing stances on the Israel-Palestine issue. Therefore, achieving peace in Gaza is not only crucial for the Palestinians, but also for the stability of the Middle East and Egypt's success of its Vision 2030 project. As the sun sets on this heated day in Egypt, worries are escalating that this situation is about to worsen considerably. But for now, remember, Egypt's role in Gaza and the Middle East stability remains as crucial as ever. Only Egypt has the potential to leverage its unique position to facilitate peace negotiations, alleviate the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But it won't be a simple task, as this is a colossal task that requires international support, political will, and a genuine commitment to peace and justice. Thank you for joining us today as we delve into the complex dynamics of the Middle East. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos to come.